Hey guys, it's AlluringSimmer here, back with a new video. In this video, I'm going to be doing a pharmacy slash walk-in clinic speed build. For the first part, I'm only going to be focusing on the walk-in clinic side, and in the second part, you'll see the pharmacy. So I decided to split it up into two videos because it was super long and I didn't want to make it too long for you guys to watch. So I ended up splitting them up into two parts. So for the first part, although it's still kind of long because it's like 17 minutes, but I actually sped it up like 8 times because this build took me a really long time to do because I was going in a lot of detail. So hopefully you guys actually enjoy it and possibly use it in your game. So for this part, you're going to see the build portion of the pharmacy as well as the walk-in clinic, but you're not going to see the interior of the pharmacy until the next part. So for the walk-in clinic, you can see right now I'm just adding windows to the front, like how you would see, well, depending on how your walk-in clinic looks, but normally they would have big windows on the front so you can see on the inside, and they're sometimes connected to pharmacies, not always. So yeah, so right now I'm just deciding the layout. You can see that over here the 3 rooms that are pretty much identical in size. Those are going to be the rooms where you go to get your checkup or whatever you need to go in for, and there's one slightly bigger room that's going to be used for the front desk, and then one last room that's going to be used as an employees only section, and then this is a waiting room. So I tried to stick to only a few stuff packs, I believe. I think I used mostly base game, get to work, and I think city living. So yeah, there may be a few other things from other packs, but I think I pretty much stuck to that. For this custom content, the only custom content I really used were some medicine bottles in the pharmacy section, and then some posters in both sections. You don't have to use them, but I will leave a link in the description down below to where you can find those custom content items in case you want to use them in your game, or if you want to download this build from the gallery and you want to be able to use it with everything in there, then that's a good thing that you can do. You can just download them from where they're from. I think they're both from Tumblr actually. So yeah, so that's it for like CC. So if you want to download this from the gallery and you have maybe most of the packs or the packs that I've used, and you'll be able to download this no problem, and everything will be how it looks in this build. So over here I was trying to do like a little section with toys and stuff because sometimes there are kids there and they usually have this, I don't know what it's called, but it's like, I think it's like an abacus kind of thing where they can move around these block kind of things. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm sure that someone knows what I'm talking about. And they'll have them on the table so like little kids can play with them while they're waiting. And then they usually have magazines for the adults that are waiting to get in. So yeah, I did the same flooring for pretty much all the rooms except for the bathroom and the, what's it called? The bathroom, the employees, actually I think the employees' rooms stayed the same. The bathrooms and the rooms where you're going to get your checkup, those ones have different flooring. And yeah, here you can see I'm just designing the pharmacy part. I'm not really going to talk about it too much because you'll see that in the next part. So yeah, so I kind of flipped back and forth deciding on things that I wanted to do. So here's where I decided to add some posters that related to hospitals, so because I thought that they would fit in this build. So yeah, here you can see I used budgie to budgie hospital posters, and there are only like 2 that and then these are also budgie to budgie posters. So I think I used like 3 pieces of custom content. I just used like different swatches of each one, and then for the walk-in clinic side. So here I was just putting a door, and then now this is where I was trying to create the walk-in area. So at first I was gonna have it like first I was gonna have it just the half walls, but then I wanted to have like a little thing over it and part of it being blocked so you can't completely see it. I was kind of basing it off of ones that I've seen in pictures or in real life because that's the only way I would know how to build it. So Over here you can see I added like a front desk area where you can have the computer that they usually have at the front. And originally I was going to have it at the side, but normally they have it in a place where you can still see to outside, because I was going to have it over there at the side, but that doesn't make sense because you can't really see people coming in. And then I was going to add a lamp, but I didn't think that really made sense because I don't really feel like they usually have lamps at their front desk. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this area, except I think I ended up adding in some not bookshelves, the filing cabinets from Get to Work, and I added a little bit more filing folders and just a little pieces of decor that fit. And then I ended up doing the build like this, where it was slightly in the wall because I felt that it just worked really well. And over here I was gonna have them like that, but I wanted them to all fit together, so I actually ended up using these bookshelves that actually fit perfectly once I adjusted them a little bit. So that's what I'm doing right there. So yeah, most of the items are from Base Game, Get to Work, or City Living. So if you have those 3 packs, then you're pretty much good to go. And then I just added these cute little things from Get to Work, like that little anatomy toy, and I was gonna add in something else on the other side. I think I did, but I don't remember what it was. Maybe I didn't. So now here I was creating the rooms. All of them are identical. They just have like different things on the tables. Oh, I ended up adding a certificate because I thought it was fitting. And then here I added these little cabinets from Get to Work, but I actually ended up removing them and changing them out for counters because they just looked better. And then over here I added these non-slip rugs because usually they have those at the front, especially when it's winter. If it's snowing and stuff, they want to make sure that you're not slipping. And now I started to work on the roofing kind of style that I wanted to do. So I didn't want to just like throw on a roof, because normally they don't really have like the triangular roofs on top. They usually are kind of flat. So I just wanted to add some dimension, and then I ended up actually adding more windows to the front too because it just looked better like that. It looked more like one unit rather than 2 separate things. So yeah, I was just decorating the front. I was looking for a sign that I could use to represent the walk clinic, and I ended up using the hospital sign. Originally I wanted to create a hospital, but there's actually like, it's not a long process, but I just didn't really want to do it because you have to go to the actual lot, and then there's something that you have to do so you can edit the lot. You get to use this sheet, and I wasn't really about looking for that, and I think this turned out just fine. So as I said before, it is a retail lot, so the main focus for this was the pharmacy side, because that part you can actually use it if you want to add some realism to your gameplay. Let's say you want your kids, or you want to go to the pharmacy to get medicine. If your sim is sick, then you can just come here and order some medicine. So at this point I was kind of doing the finishing touches because most of it was pretty much done. I just wanted to add little details to make it more realistic. So for the front area, I was just adding in the wallpapers and making sure that everything kind of matched. So you can see I was just looking for a wallpaper that would make sense in a like public setting, like you usually wouldn't find something with a pattern like that for a walk-in clinic, so I just stuck with this brown nude color, and then I made each of the rooms a different color because mostly at like children's hospitals they do that, but I just thought it'd be cute. Like each of the doors match the colors of the walls, so like if you came in they'd be like, oh, you can go to the blue room or the yellow room or the red room. And then I have the employees room at the back that I ended up working on afterwards. So right now these aren't like the final stages of the I don't know what to call the rooms where you go to get your checkup. Like I changed them pretty much completely. The only thing that stayed the same was the little bed, and I added these blinds at the front because normally you would have something kind of blocking the top area, but I actually think I changed it to a window because I didn't like how it stuck out like that. And so yeah, I was just trying out different windows, seeing which one worked. That one covered it up too much, and I wanted it to look kind of like you could slide it open, or you could slide it down, or you could cover it. So I actually ended up using not that window, but the longer. Actually, did I use this one? Let's see. I think I used the longer one because I just wanted it to go all the way across. Yeah, and that was like the final thing. I just think it looks good with that thing at the top. I don't know how to explain it, but usually there's like a little space where you can like give them your card and they can like hand you files if they need to for whatever reason. And then I added I think I added a sign above the door, but I'm not 100% sure because I was looking for something to put over the door to like be like, oh, this is where you go in to get your checkup. But I think I just ended up putting a clock. Yeah, because I thought it would suit the room. And I think that was pretty much it for the waiting room. I may have added like a rug or something. Oh no, I just added some lighting into all the rooms, and that was it in terms of the waiting room. So here you can see me adding in all these lights, changing up the layout a bit for the pharmacy. And here, so you can see it, like I had all the folders on the desk and stuff. And then actually I looked at some pictures of some rooms in walk-in clinics, and they actually usually have counters and like a sink. So I ended up changing it completely. I added this hand sanitizer on the outside and fire extinguisher, and I was gonna add that, but it didn't really make sense in a walk-in clinic. So yeah. So here I was just looking for some things, like little details that I could use to make it more realistic. And you could see I was looking for like a needle or something that you would find at like a walk-in clinic, but I couldn't find any of those until I realized that they're not actually called by their proper names. They have like weird names. I don't know how to explain them. It's like placeholder or something. Because I had to use the debug to get those objects that are normally hidden. And I think at this point was when I realized I wanted to change it up a bit. So you can see I started adding in all these things, and then I realized like after maybe a few minutes that I didn't actually want to use these tables anymore. So here you can see this is kind of where I started deciding that I wanted to change it around. So first I added this table, I added the chair facing the table, and then I wanted to make it more realistic, so I ended up using, I think I used an island or something. We'll see. So yeah, here I'm just adding some clutter in, trying to make it look more detailed. As you can see, I just added some file folders and all this stuff. Again, like the walk-in clinic portion isn't, I can test if it's functional, but I don't think it would work because it's not really a hospital venue. It's just a generic lot. Actually, sorry, it's a retail lot. So if you're doing gameplay or something, you could probably do it yourself. You could have like a sim who's a doctor just come in, and maybe they can still lay down in the bed, and like if you want to do screenshots or if you do like stories or something, you could use that. But in terms of actual gameplay, I don't think it will function as a hospital, but it's still a nice little thing to add into your game for more I don't know, realism. And then the pharmacy is a little bit more functional because you can actually get the medicine that you find in game. And then I also added some custom content medicine just to fill up the space a little bit to make it look a little bit more realistic. And here were the final rooms. I moved the sink around in this room because I wanted it to be the opposite of the other side. You can see I have a little chair for, like, if you bring someone with you and they're waiting for you, they can just sit in that chair. And then I also have the chair for the doctor. And here I was just looking for little things that I could add to add more detail, as I said before, because I just wanted to look more like a walk-in clinic. You know, you usually have little things there that because I was looking for a stethoscope or something that relates more to a hospital kind of setting, but I couldn't really find much. I wanted them to hang on the wall, but they all were like, they sat on the desk. So I just went with it. I just added little things to the desk and make it more realistic. Here I was just adding these papers and these photos because I thought that they fit the room. A thermometer, a little, what are those things called that you use on your tongue to like check your throat? There's a name for it, but I can't think of it right now. Yeah, so just like the thing that you use to check your ear and your nose. And I added these little cupboards above as well, and some shelving. I ended up putting the items on the shelves so it looked less cluttered, since we don't really have anything that like hangs on the wall for hospitals. And normally they would have all their tools and stuff hanging on the walls. So yeah. So now, as you can see, I'm just adding little clutter pieces, adding the final touches to this build. We're getting really close to the end, and I just want to talk a little bit. So I want to thank you guys so much for 140 subscribers on my channel. That's really amazing how far I've come, considering I haven't been the most frequently posting YouTuber person for a while, but I'm hoping to post more frequently now, especially now that I've gotten a microphone. And so yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribing to my channel already, then be sure to do that so you can be notified whenever I post new videos. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I'll see you all in my next video. Stay tuned for the screenshots, and bye.